Hi, class. How's everybody doing this week? I'm just here on Monday to give you the weekly announcement and talk a little bit about the polished rough draft. First off, I'd like to say that I'm really impressed with how everybody has helped each other with their feedback on their rough drafts in the discussion posts. I think a lot of you have given a lot of thought to your critiques. And again, the writers can or cannot take that feedback. Um, for me as a writer, it's just very helpful to have a second pair of eyes reflect back to me what works well, what they are confused by, where they might need more development, where they get confused. And so, again, take this feedback and apply it to this week's big number one task, and that is your polished rough draft. And so I'd just like to say a couple things about this polished rough draft, just to reiterate that it is a research paper. However, I need to see some personal connection in this draft. So everybody is welcome to use one personal experience as a piece of evidence. So you can open with this if you want to, or you can incorporate it in the body of your essay, but I need to see this in this essay, your personal connection to the topic. Secondly, I want to see something more than just a topic. I want to see a question and I want to see a thesis. So for me, if I were to write a research paper, my topic would be, I'm going to write a research paper about cats. Well, what about cats? Well, cats are the best pets. Why? Cats are the best pets because they are independent and playful and surprising. And so, again, you see the difference between a topic, my research paper is about cats, and a thesis, which my topic is then giving a claim, okay, so that I'm saying something about the topic, okay. I can narrow it further and say cats are the best pets for um, middle-aged English teachers who live alone because they need company and surprises every day. So again, work with that thesis. It's a working thesis at this point, but I want to see something at the end of your introduction. Um, and then I also want to see that personal connection. In your polished rough draft, I want to see a beginning and a middle and an end. I want to see a references list at the very, very end. I want to see 3 interviews. I want to see 7 sources used, and I want to see about 2,000 words. So again, look at the specifics of the instructions that I gave, but I'm going to be looking for these things. And I will give you lots of feedback on this draft to help you with your final project. So again, use your peers' feedback to work on this polished rough draft. Look at the guidelines on the assignment again, and keep in mind your personal connection, your thesis, your structure of a beginning, middle, and end, and just enough development so that we understand your thesis, enough evidence to show us that your thesis is in fact something we should believe. Finally, around this paper, please do not plagiarize, okay? I understand that sometimes this can happen when you cut and paste evidence and you don't have some sort of marking system for it. What I do is I highlight anything I cut and paste, I put quotation marks around it, and right away I'll create a little APA reference for it. So I'll have the author, the year, the page number is very important for quotes, and the publishing information. So again, have some sort of system to avoid plagiarism. You can turn your papers in to turn it in early and receive a report back. Keep in mind that the report takes about 24 hours to get back to you. So when you submit the paper early, just give yourself enough time before the due date so that I'm not looking at a rough polished draft. But again, please don't plagiarize. And if you have any questions about that, come talk to me, talk to an OWL tutor, look at the resources on our page about plagiarism. But again, I won't pass anybody that plagiarizes on the final project. Okay, you won't pass the course. That all said, your next task this week is to just keep up with your exam book. So keep in mind that this exam is coming up in a few weeks, week 13. Most of you should be finished with your exam books or at least 2/3 of the way through. And I think really what you want to do with this book is just number one, enjoy reading it. And number two, read it actively. So mark in the margins places that you find especially intriguing. Look at the ways that the author uses evidence or doesn't use evidence. Um, and look at the author's voice and see that structure that the author uses where there is a story that's personally meaningful to the author, but also evidence that's incorporated into that story. So again, work on your exam books. And then finally, no discussion posts this week. You don't need to worry about that. I really want you to work on your polished rough drafts and your reading. All righty. Again, I'm super impressed with everybody's drafts and their peer review. I just think everybody did fantastic with that. And I've talked on enough this afternoon. So everybody have a great week, and I'll look forward to reading everybody's polished rough drafts next week. All righty. Bye.